Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and we're back with another one. And today we're going to be reacting to The Fallen King from K-Rino featuring J Dash. This is suggested by BMO. So thank you, BMO, for the suggestion. Keep them coming in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, especially if you guys been missing the K-Rino reactions. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what The Fallen King is all about. Let's see what K and J have to say. Let's get it. Okay. Beautiful. Great vocal starting out. Let me know in the comments. I guess we'll find out as it goes on. Is that J Dash or is that a sample? It did sound like a man's voice hitting like falsetto tones. But regardless, great beginning. Kind of a surprise beginning. But let's keep it going. And there's something familiar about that guitar. It almost reminds me of the guitar from Stairway to Heaven comes to mind first, but there might be another track that fits it a little bit better. And that's interesting with the drums. A lot of them are kind of smoothed over, but then the snare and the hi-hat are coming through really harsh, not in a bad way, but they're just much more percussive and a lot more piercing than the other drum sounds we're getting. It feels almost like halfway towards boom bap.
Just when K had paved the way to say that I made it. All the paper that I made, I wasn't able to save it. Maybe cause when I was paid, I never gave him the praises. It's outrageous trying to reach higher material stages. Trying to view life through my own eyes.
Interesting. So he's talking about when he was paid, he was never able to save it. Then talking about not singing his praises. Interesting way to start. It almost feels like there's some relation here between like money and God or something like that. Maybe we'll see how it connects as it goes. But very, very interesting beginning, having the singing and then that long, like, bridge instrumental section. And we don't even have K start until a minute in.
Just when K had paved the way to say that I made it. All the paper that I made, I wasn't able to save it. Maybe cause when I was paid, I never gave him the praises. It's outrageous trying to reach higher material stages. Trying to view life through my own eyes, the power I was blessed with. Cause once you touch a lot of cash, your character's tested. Some reek of a degenerative arrogance.
Interesting. Once you touch a lot of cash, your character's tested. Great use of the cash and the character, getting that similar C sound out of both those words. And talking about, once you got a lot of money, we gotta see who you really are, which that's fact.
A lot of cash and characters tested. Some reek of a degenerative, arrogant essence. Until he's humble, brought down, and his talents arrested. Knew that once I hit my peak.
Hold up. Bring that back.
Arrogant essence. Until he's humble, brought down, and his talents arrested. Knew that once I hit my peak, I'd be a permanent fixture. The lofty height I reached was nothing like I had pictured. I was paranoid and lonely, and my heart was in darkness. Standing on it, looking down, just made me want to jump off it. With no sound foundation.
Okay, interesting. So he's alone, he's paranoid, feeling like he needs to leap, maybe jump off the top of the building, whatever it might be. And this, he was saying, more sounds like he's saying like jump off of his heart. But the whisper flow is interesting. I like the feel of it, but it feels a little bit too whispery. Like his tone has kind of sold me already that he's speaking more quietly. I think if we boosted his level just like 2 decibels or something like that, he'd sit just a little bit more over top of the beat than kind of like intermingling inside of it. And, it'd just be a little bit crispier to my ear that way.
Just made me wanna jump off it. With no sound foundation to base my investment. The power made me crazy and evasive to question. Knew deep down from the start that future greatness was destined. But the quest to chase possession is like chasing depression. Come on, you see,
Great rhymes coming from him. Possession. What was the one before that?
But the quest to chase possession is like chasing depression. Come on.
Possession, depression. Very interesting. Having a little bit of trouble catching on to like what's the overarching story here. With a lot of K's tracks, we get a lot of storytelling, sometimes made up, sometimes based on true events, but not actually about true events, which is an always interesting take. But let's keep it going.
Chase possession is like chasing depression. Come on, you see, I dwelled in the palace, I bathed in the cash, I stood on the mountaintop, I drank from the glass, thought that I could rule the world, but couldn't handle a throne. In the end, the fallen king was left standing alone. You see, I dwelled in the palace, I bathed in the cash, I stood on the mountaintop, I drank from the glass, thought that I could rule the world, but couldn't handle a throne. In the end, the fallen king was left standing alone. It took a small.
Okay, so it sounds like K is the fallen king in this story, talking about, he was in the palace, the opulence, the affluence, he saw it all, he saw the greatness, and then he was there all alone. Nobody's there with him, nobody there to support. He is fallen. Something has gone awry.
The world but couldn't handle a throne. In the end, the fallen king was left standing alone. It took a small amount of time for my greedy mind to ground me. The wealth destroyed myself and the people around me. And anything of good that men would happen to mention. Saw the people I stepped on during my rapid descension. As I fell from grace, I witnessed
the people he stepped on during his rapid descension. Interesting. So again, he's talking about, what my power, what my money, what I did to the people that were, the people that were below him as, the constituents or whatever, the people that made up his kingdom. And now he's coming to have to face these people that he stepped on, even on his way down. He was standing on them.
During my rapid descension, as I fell from grace, I witnessed the faces above. I never once wanted the cash to take the place of the love, but it did until my heart developed stronger resistance. And the lustful things I lived for were no longer sufficient. I would bask in the bank accounts of mass.
Okay, interesting. So it sounds like as the king has fallen, we're also getting a change of heart, a change of character. The lustful things he craved, they're no longer giving him the same satisfaction. So what is it that he wants now?
Lustful things I live for were no longer sufficient. I would bask in the bank accounts of massive amounts. But there's only so much property and cash you can count. Achieving success, birds of prey bleeding my nest. All the users in the parasites that leech on your flesh. Drop my soul in the.
Hold up. What?
All the users in the parasites that leech on your flesh. Drop my soul.
All the users in the parasites that leech on your flesh. Interesting. So the people trying to, suck your greatness away. They trying to literally leech off of you. Either way, let's keep going.
That leech on your flesh, drop my soul in every low end, the soul with these cold winds, and cover the loneliness with female overindulgence. Had it all and still had nothing.
Cover the loneliness with female overindulgence. Again, coming back to that, the lustful things he craved were no longer satisfying him.
The wealth, the misguided king who possessed everything but himself. Yeah. Nothing. High on arrogance, drunk on pride, fueled by greed, failed when I was tried. High on arrogance, drunk on pride, fueled by greed, failed when I was tried. I dwelled in the palace.
Okay. Swell of the beat works really well there. I like the quietness of his voice, especially in that application where pretty much everything's been dropped out and he's the main draw of our attention there. There is a little bit going on beneath his voice, but it's not a lot. But that swell really works, brings us back up to that energy we were out before. Just very interesting structure for one of his tracks. I've never seen it before where we started with what I thought would be the hook and maybe still is, and then we hit, like a good 30 seconds of instrumental. After that, we get the first verse, then we get what I thought was K's hook, but now that might just be a bridge section, then it bridges back into the next verse, and now we came back to that intro that I thought was the hook at first, and then it's into a bridge section, and now we're back into what I would believe is the verse. Just very interesting structure. I'm not sure I understand it fully, but let's keep going.
Fueled by greed, failed when I was tried. High on arrogance, drunk on pride. Fueled by greed, failed when I was tried. I dwelled in the palace, I bathed in the cat.
Oh wait, and then here's K's hook again. So now we got the beginning singing to a bridge to the hook sung by K. Yeah, I've never seen something with a structure like this before. And I can't lie, I honestly don't know if I like it, but it is an interesting way to do it. It's cool.
I dwelled in the palace, I bathed in the cash. I stood on the mountaintop, I drank from the glass. Thought that I could rule the world, but couldn't handle the throne. In the end, the fallen king was left standing alone. You see, I dwelled in the palace, I bathed in the cash. I stood on the mountaintop, I drank from the glass. Thought that I could rule the world, but couldn't handle the throne. In the end, the fallen king was left standing alone. Mind state worsening. What is this I'm worshiping? Who would be that person that could
worshiping? Great compound there.
I'm worshiping. Who would be that person that could bring me down to earth again? Humility burgeoning, ego short circuiting, searching for a new chance on a turf like it was first and 10.
Yeah, man, burgeoning. What was the other ones? Something about circuit, maybe?
Searching for a new
short circuiting, burgeoning, worsening. Great rhymes here.
Chance on a turf like it was first and 10. I had a few people who tried to make me reapply, and I underappreciated them. No need for me to lie. The king was a conceited guy who found out why it's harder for a rich man to reach heaven than a camel to pass through a needle's eye. Tears under.
It's harder for a rich man to get to heaven than a camel to pass through a needle's eye. That is a mouthful, but very the imagery there. It works very well.
Why it's harder for a rich man to reach heaven than a camel to pass through a needle's eye. Tears under every smile, no situation meant nothing unless it gave me instant gratification. They say money's not everything, and they're right, it's really not. But those words are usually said by those who have none or a lot. The dynamics of
That is facts, man. That is facts. It's either people that got everything, so the money don't mean nothing to them already, or it's people don't got anything. And, sometimes you just gotta, make yourself feel better. At the end of the day, I think we can all agree that a little bit of bread would help out a lot, Maybe it won't make you happy. Maybe it won't fix everything that's wrong in your life. But I guarantee you, it's way better to be lonely and sad when you can put a roof over your head and some food on your plate.
our lives are greatly diversified. Happy poor folks and rich men who commit suicide. Had to lose it all just to accomplish the real prize. The king who had to fall in order to rise.
Oh, wow. And then just cut. Gone. Very interesting track. I like K's performance. The structure is very confusing to me. That's something I got to go back and listen to a couple more times, listen to it in real time and just go straight through, see how it feels in that case. But very interesting track, especially after taking a little bit of a break from K. Leave some more suggestions in the comments down below. I'd love to get back into more of his music. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you again to BMO, and I will see you all next time.